Hello friends, my name is Bhagyashree and today we will be learning about overview study of bioremediation. Bioremediation refers to the use of either naturally occurring or deliberately introduced microorganisms to consume and break down environmental pollutants in order to clean up polluted site. It is a process that uses mainly microorganisms but also plants or microbial or plant enzymes to detoxify contaminants in the soil and other environments. As you can see in the picture. Principle of bioremediation. Bioremediation relies on stimulating the growth of certain microbes that use contaminants like oil, solvents, and pesticides as a source of food and energy. These microbes consume the contaminants, converting them into small amounts of water and harmless gases like carbon dioxide, as you can see in the previous slide. Effective bioremediation needs a combination of the right temperature, nutrient, and food. Otherwise, it may take much longer for the cleanup of contaminants. If conditions are not favorable for bioremediation, they can be improved by adding amendments to the environment, such as molasses, vegetable oil, or simply air. These amendments create optimum conditions for microbes to flourish and complete the bioremediation process. The process of bioremediation can take anywhere from a few months to several years. The amount of time required depends on variables such as size of the contaminated area, the concentration of contaminants, conditions such as temperature and soil density, and whether bioremediation will take place in situ or ex situ. The process of bioremediation, as you can see in the picture, the concept includes biodegradation, which refers to the partial and sometimes total transformation or detoxification of contaminants by microorganisms and plants. The process of bioremediation enhances the rate of natural microbial degradation of contaminants by supplementing the indigenous microorganisms such as bacteria or fungi with nutrients, carbon source, or electron donors such as biostimulation, biorestoration, or by adding enriched culture of microorganisms that have specific characteristics that allow them to degrade the desired contaminant at a quicker rate, that is bioaugmentation. There are two categories of bioremediation. First is the microbial remediation. Microbial remediation of pollutants involves the use of microorganisms to degrade pollutants either completely to water and carbon dioxide for organic pollutants or into less toxic form. They can be simply defined by employing microorganisms to lower the bioavailability of pollutants, especially organic contaminants, so as to make less toxic to the ecosystem. These microorganisms are capable to break down or metabolize contaminants by using them as a food source. Second method, second category is phytoremediation. Phytoremediation is a bioremediation process that uses various types of plants to remove, transfer, stabilize, and or destroy contaminants in the soil and groundwater. As you can see in the picture, there are various types of phytoremediation. Phytovolatilization, volatilization pollutants. In this process, plants take up water containing organic contaminant and release contaminants into the air through their leaves. Phytodegradation. In this process, plants actually metabolize and destroy contaminant within plant tissues. Phytostabilization. In this process, chemical compounds produced by the plants immobilize contaminants rather than degrade them. Phytoextraction. Concentration of contaminant from soil to plant tissue. In this process, plant roots absorb the contaminants along with other nutrient and water. The contaminant mass is not destroyed but ends up in the plant shoots and leaves. This method is used primarily for waste containing metals. Phytostimulation. Stimulation of microbial activity. In this process, plant release natural substances through its root, supplying nutrient to microorganisms in the soil. The microorganism enhance biological degradation. And the last is the rhizofiltration, adsorption and absorption of pollutants from water. In the it is the similar to phytoextraction, but the plants used for cleanup are raised in greenhouses with their roots in water. This method of growing can be used for ex situ groundwater treatment. That is, groundwater is pumped to the surface to irrigate this plant. Typically, hydroponic systems utilize an artificial soil medium such as sand mixed with perlite or vermiculite. As the root becomes saturated with contaminants, they are harvested and disposed of. Types of bioremediation methods are: first, natural attenuation or intrinsic bioremediation. Bioremediation occurs on its own without adding anything. Second, biostimulation. Bioremediation is spurred on via the addition of fertilizers to increase the bioavailability within the medium. Technologies can be generally classified as in situ or ex situ. In situ bioremediation involves the treating the contaminant material at the site. Ex situ bioremediation involves the removal of contaminated material to be treated elsewhere. Methods of bioremediation. Bioremediation can be divided into two methods, in situ and ex situ. In situ can be divided into two methods further, as in intrinsic bioremediation and projected bioremediation. Projected bioremediation can be divided further as permeable reactive barrier (PRB), improved techniques, bioaugmentation, biostimulation. Improved techniques can be further divided into bioslurping, bioventing, biosparging, phytoremediation. And ex situ can be divided into two types, that is semi-solid phase bioremediation and solid phase bioremediation. Semi-solid phase bioremediation can be further divided into sludged bioreactor, and solid phase bioremediation can be further divided into biopiles, land farming, composting, biofiltration. Advantages and disadvantages of bioremediation. Advantages are lower cost than conventional technologies. Contaminants usually converted to innocuous product. Contaminants are destroyed, not simply transferred to different environmental media. Non-intrusive, potentially allowing for continued site use. Relative ease of implementation. Disadvantages are may be difficult to control. Amendments introduced into the environment to enhance bioremediation may cause other contamination problems, may not reduce concentration of contaminants to required levels, requires more time, may require more extensive monitoring, lack of hydraulic control, dynamic process difficult to predict future effectiveness. Applications of bioremediations are Bioremediation is used for the remediation of metals, radionuclides, pesticides, explosives, fuels, volatile organic compounds, and semi volatile organic compounds. Research is underway to understand the role of phytoremediation to remediate perchlorate, a contaminant that has been shown to be persistent in surface and groundwater systems. It may be used to clean up contaminants found in soil and groundwater. For radioactive substance, chelating agents are sometimes used to make the contaminants amenable to plant uptake. Thank you. Thank you for watching the video.